Hey, kids, you're listening to a couple of annoyed grunt boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast.
I like how there are no lyrics to upset me.
Tequila.
That's right, we're the Simpsons podcast that discusses The Simpsons, but not from seasons 1 and beyond. No, we get rid of the first 10, so we'll do 11 and beyond. Why? Well, there's plenty of other podcasts out there to discuss the Golden Age, seasons 1 through 10. We're here to discuss the later seasons, 11 and beyond, even though 11 was probably like 40 years ago. It's not that new, but it's new to us, damn it. And by us, I mean me, half an annoyed grunt boy Craig. I don't do this alone. I have another half annoyed grunt boy.
That's right. It's Steve.
Steve, I'm panicking. I screwed up.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, you're thinking, wait a minute. You said last week you're going to watch Lisa the Veterinarian.
mm-hmm.
Well, I forgot to look at the old Calendar
Oh no.
calendar. Yeah. And I forgot that we tend to review the final episode, the season finales and season premieres of The Simpsons that is currently on the air. And I forgot all about it. So this is an emergency meeting. An emergency council was had at the 138th Simpsons podcasting headquarters.
That's right. Get your ebooks ready because we're calling it audible.
Yes. But don't worry, next week we'll still watch Lisa the Veterinarian. So don't worry. I know there's that one person out there that Lisa the Veterinarian is their favorite episode. And then you'll say, oh yeah, I love Lisa the Vegetarian. It's one of my favorite episodes too. And they say, no, I said Lisa the Veterinarian from season 27.
You're like, oh, I think I remember that one.
And then you're like, also, I just ordered a coffee.
Why are you still talking to me?
Right. Hopefully you saw our social media post we put up to say we're doing this episode this week instead. But it's like the most livest episode you'll hear from us.
Yeah, I can't do any liver.
I mean, we'll prove it. Some lady yelled at a manager at a store because she didn't want to wear a mask.
There were several shootings over the weekend.
And the president did nothing. Marjorie Three Names said something racist.
People on Fox agreed with her.
Matt Gaetz is still a scumbag rapist.
Ted Cruz sucks.
And the damn president's doing nothing. Steve, but it's going to be fun watching this very newest episode of The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do it alone. No, we have to be dependent on alcohol.
Which feels appropriate for,
This episode.
yeah.
All right, Steve, what are you going to drink while watching an episode about drinking?
Well, my selection for the week is, I kind of got this thinking that you might enjoy it, even though you're not here with me. But
am I?
Oh, no. The concept is good. It is called You're My Only Hope, and it shows our good old friend R2D2 offering a dandelion to a fire hydrant, and they're in a field, and it looks like the chain is connected to the part of the fire hydrant that looks like its mouth going like, oh my, like it's embarrassed that it got a flower.
Is he going to open it and squirt all over R2?
I mean, maybe if R2 does it right.
I hope 3PO is not around to see this.
I know.
Our
Gonna
boyfriend
be
is-
jealous. My beer is from Mason Ale Works out of San Diego, California. And I don't know the legality of using R2D2's likeness, but we'll just go with it. So this beer is a pastry stout. It is described as May the 4th be with you. They released this in conjunction with the May the 4th, the Star Wars holiday. And their description is, this is not a trap. We brewed an amazing imperial pastry stout with chocolate and strawberries that'll definitely draw you to the dark side.
Ooh.
And so I'll crack it open and I'll tell you that it has an ABV of 13%. So dark side indeed. I'm going to pour this into a glass. It is quite dark. Smells very sweet. Ooh, ooh, oof, oof. It's potent. You can taste the chocolatiness of the stout, and there's a hint of strawberries, almost like that of, like, you know when cereals have like freeze-dried strawberries and you bite into them and you get that like burst of strawberry flavor? It's kind of like that. So it's like a dark beer. And with like just a blast of strawberries every now and then. And it's sweet, but it's not like painfully sweet. It's actually kind of well balanced, and it's heavy, but it's not as heavy as you'd expect for being 13%. All in all, I'd say it's a winner.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Hi, Stephen. This is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
Yes, Clem Fandango, I can hear you.
What were the IBUs on that?
It's not listed, but if I had to guess, I would say very low, probably in the teens to 20s.
Ooh.
No bitterness at all.
I like how you have the style. It's a pastry style, which I've never had that. That sounds amazing. Like I want that for breakfast. And the notes that I swear I just said, I thought it said party stout. I'm like, yeah, party stout.
I love a party stout.
Woo! And the 13 alcohol volume. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with something a little bit lighter than you. Surprise, surprise! I'm not doing a stout, but I'm gonna do it's well, it doesn't feel like summer now because it's raining, but it felt a little summery for a blood orange Smith and Weizen,
Ooh.
the Hefeweizen ale, brewed with some blood orange puree. So I don't think I have to fruit it myself.
No.
It's from Crucible Brewing Company there up in Everett, Washington. You guys can kind of figure out where we're from based off the beer that we
Yeah.
buy. Very local. Steve went out to California. That's the furthest we've gone to, I think.
Actually, last week I went to Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. Okay. We might have to.
But yeah, I will probably go back to local.
Yeah, we should like next time look at if the Simpsons go anywhere. If that's ever an episode, we'll have to study. We'll get beer from that region or whatever.
That's great. I like that. That's a great idea.
But anyway, so yeah, this blood orange, it's not very alcoholic. It's just a 5.1%. So
Easy drinking for a nice summer day.
it looks like a soda can. So if I was a kid, I definitely want to drink it.
Oh yeah, that seems to be part of the factor of these of the segment is how kid friendly is the can, and I will say that mine is very kid friendly, and it would probably kill a child.
And I also like, well, since it's Star Wars theme, I need to buy one to keep in the package and one to open and play with.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that is very light and refreshing, Steve.
Ooh, yeah,
When you usually fruit a Hefeweizen, you do not need to fruit this.
yeah.
No, the blood orange really pops. So this is
Ooh, nice.
if you're really into like a fruity flavor, but I'm not into sours. This is good. This is a nice and medium point. I'm having a gummy bear, not a Sour Patch Kid.
Gotcha. That's a good analogy, and that sounds really tasty. I love blood orange, and I think it would work well with a hef.
Yep. So Crucible Brewing Company.
Very nice.
All right. Well, let's get on with our week, Steve. Let's go back in time when this episode of The Simpsons aired.
All the way back to March 23rd, 2021.
How about May 23rd?
That too, May 23rd, 2021.
All right, Steve. Oddly enough, because the pandemic's, slowing down, we are back in theaters.
Oh boy.
Right. The number one movie in the box office this last weekend, or, the May 23rd weekend. Who knows when people are listening to this? Anyways, it was Spiral, the continuation of the Saw series.
Oh, I thought it was about a ham.
No.
That makes more sense. Spiral Saw.
Steve, have you seen Saw?
I have not seen Saw.
Remember that joke from The Office?
Yeah.
And Dwight's, I see Saw with Moe's all the time. Are we an office? Are we the office lads?
I think so, yeah.
That's right. I'm not really into gore porn.
Me neither. I like more suspense.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Al's great looking man, but I'm just not into gore porn.
That's why he invented the internet.
Yeah.
Come look at my dick.
Wait, what's Al Gore's wife's name? Tipper.
Tipper, yeah.
Why do you think she's called Tipper?
Just the tip.
That's all she needs. God. Anyways, yeah. I did watch that new. See here, I did watch a new movie. I watched the new Zack Snyder because I'm a Zack Snyder sans. The Army of the Dead on Netflix there with Dave Bautista.
Oh yes, and Tig Notaro.
Yeah, it was great. It's it's gore porn, but there's some humor and it's filmed like a music video, like Zack Snyder always does. So
yeah, it just looks like fun. Whereas the Saw films don't look like fun. They just look like horrible things are happening to people.
Steve, I happen to have all 8 Saw films, even though I've never seen them.
I believe that.
We're gonna do a IOF Springfield, an 8-episode retrospective until we watch Spiral. So we're gonna do the Seesaws on Seesaw.
Oh boy.
Are we creeping in some infringement territory?
Maybe, but it's fine.
Okay. Steve, what were we bopping to this weekend?
Well, the number one song on the Billboard Hot 100 is Leave the Door Open, which is really bad advice, especially if you have animals, by Silk Sonic, which is a musical act featuring Bruno Mars and Anderson period Paak.
Are these this generation's Traveling Wilburys?
I think so, yeah.
I'm looking forward to the end of the line with this.
I'm sipping wine in a robe. I look too good to be alone. My house clean, my pool warm. Just shake smooth like a newborn. We should be dancing, romancing in the east wing and the west wing of this mansion. What's happening? I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open.
This is some 70s like
yeah,
awesome shit, man.
I know. I dig
Really
it.
like Tarantino's gonna go into the future and use this because it'll be vintage by then in one of his
Exactly.
movies. Like this straight up sounds like 70s. Like I'm literally sitting here drinking this blood orange, listening to this. I'm like, this is a good beer with this song. I'm having good. Is this the song of the summer?
I think it could be. I mean, it's a jam. It's a heat rock or whatever the kids say these days.
Like this, you gotta play this at a pool party, but then everyone's gonna get naked at that pool party.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna shave down like a newborn. I love it when there's sexy songs and they bring in a baby about it. I'm not saying
Yep.
your baby, but like a little baby.
Yes. My pubic region looks like a baby. Remember
Let's
that.
go fuck. No, I still like the song. This is a fun song.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It was probably one of the best modern songs that we've heard, said
Yeah.
old man Steve. I think that Bruno Mars realized, oh wait, I can't rip off Michael Jackson anymore because he's problematic. So let's go back and rip off somebody else.
Let's do back when I was his height in the Jackson 5,
Yeah,
because Bruno Mars is a short man.
it's true.
See, okay. All right. Well, Steve, let's just go on with our last episode of 32nd season of The Simpsons. Steve, the last bar fighter. What happens in this, Steve?
Well, Craig, after Moe breaks the one important rule, a secret society of bartenders seeks ultimate vengeance on Homer and his drinking pals. This causes Homer's friends and himself to be hunted down by all the bartenders in Springfield. The bartenders inject them with an anti-booze, a serum that stops them from drinking alcohol.
Oh no, and we're drinking alcohol.
I know. I hope I don't get that shot.
No. Hey, we got Ian McShane playing Artemis. It's pretty much just like his character that he plays in the John Wick movies, which of course this episode's a parody of.
What? Okay.
You're gonna remember that, right?
Yeah, I'll remember that.
All right, take another sip of your beer.
13%. Good stuff.
You're not gonna remember that this is a John Wick parody.
Hey, kids. We're a couple of annoying grunt boys.
No, we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. We'll be right back.
Tell me that you're coming through.
And we're back. Today we're talking about The Last Bar Fighter, the 22nd and final episode of the 32nd season. It originally aired on May 23rd, 2021. It is episode 706 in the show's run. Your nerd code is QAB F15. It was written by Dan Weber, directed by Timothy Bailey, and your showrunner is Al Jean.
All right, if you're just tuning in, again, gotta say it. We're sorry, this is not Lisa the veterinarian. That's gonna be next week.
We will do it. We promise.
And if you're just tuning in, you missed our intro. Go back and listen to that. Jeez.
Yeah, it
what you
was
doing?
10 minutes of fun.
I mean, it seemed like it was hours of fun.
I know.
So Dan Weber here, we were sort of correct last week when we said Lisa the veterinarian, because Dan Weber wrote that. So we're kind of on brand here, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're good.
So we got our Weber. So it's gonna be a two for Weber.
A Weber double heaver.
We should have waited for Dan Weber's episodes in November. We could have November because we're already down. Counting this one and next week's with Lisa the veterinarian, we've already done 3 of his 7.
Well, that does mean that we have 4 left for this coming November.
Yeah, and according to your Gregorian calendar, Steve, there's 4 weeks in November.
Yes.
But we'll probably have to do a Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, probably.
There's only like a few, unless they do a new one this year.
And if they do, it'll probably be really good.
I want them to do Thanksgiving Horror Part 2, which of course Dan Weber wrote Thanksgiving of Horror. We reviewed that one.
Yeah.
We got a few more. We got to do Bart the Bad Guy, which was from earlier or from 2020. So that year. And Frank gets testy and the book job and 101 mitigations. And then we'll complete our Weber files.
Excellent.
But who knows? Maybe he's got episodes coming up on seasons 33, 34. Probably.
And we're never going to be able to stop this show. So
Yeah.
he'll do 20 more and we'll have to review them over the next 40 years.
But at least we won't have to review any of his Futurama episodes, his American Dad episodes, his Napoleon Dynamite episodes.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast episodes.
But we might have to review his Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes.
Yeah, it seems like something we do.
And maybe Daria.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this, Dan. You're it's the season finale.
Yeah, so a lot of weight to put on a Weber.
This is the most recent episode of The Simpsons to date.
We're fresh, baby.
Almost it was aired yesterday.
That's right. Or, 4 or 5 days ago when you listened to this. So this episode breaks the tie of the most episodes rated TV 14 in a season, which was previously held by season 30 and 31.
So it's just every year now.
It's kind of like box office records. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, once movies return, it'll be like everything is a box office record.
Do you think this episode title is reference to one of my favorite movies, The Last Starfighter from 1984?
You mean the space opera directed by Nick Castle?
Of course. It starred TV's great Lance Guest. Besides Last Starfighter, what was his? I remember him being on a couple episodes of Wonder Years. He was one of Karen's boyfriends.
Oh yeah.
I think they ended up getting married.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then didn't they get divorced?
They did, and Kevin tried to console his sister, and yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a show that's coming back. Is Wonder Years.
Oh yeah.
It's got a good cast, though, I think, or people behind it. And I think it's one of those few shows because it's not going to be, I think it's just going to be in title only and the kind of the same concept.
Yeah, I
but
think so.
It follows like a black family in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, I think at this point it would be the 90s.
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that'll be an interesting perspective to have a fresh voice for that show.
Yeah. It's not Daniel Stern. It's who's doing the older I forgot who it was, but it's good casting.
I don't know what my brain is thinking. You said Daniel Stern, so for some reason instead of typing in Wonder Years, I typed in Howard Stern.
Yes, Howard Stern is doing the voice of
Baba Booey.
A black family in the 80s.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, yeah.
Oh, and Dule Hill's in it.
Oh yeah,
That's a
so
good
because I think he's gonna be the dad.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I wonder what the theme song is gonna be.
I don't know. It's directed by Fred Savage though, which is very cool.
Oh, that's cool. He directs a lot of It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, that's kind of what he does with his life now. He's been directing for like 20 or 30 years.
And don't forget, he also makes you want to buy a Honda when you
that's right.
watching TV. He's voice of Honda. All right, well, enough of what we talking about. We go from Last Starfighter to the Wonder Years.
Diversion.
Thanks to Lance Guest.
Yep, who was also in Jaws: The Revenge and Halloween 2.
Oh, The Last Starfighter, I think, needs a sequel.
Or a prequel. The First Starfighter. How Jesus Christ Came to America.
Captain Christ. All right. Well, Steve, since this is the season finale, I expect we're going to have a exciting billboard and maybe an exciting a chalkboard gag, and of course our favorite couch gags. So
yeah, you would think that this would be an epic exploration of Springfield, maybe in the world that we live in today, like how it's changed. But alas, we get none of that.
No,
because our episode begins with neither chalkboard or couch gag, but with a gilded sign that says The Confidential, which reminded me of the Christopher Walken sketch from MTV or SNL, The Continental, where it's just a cameraman wearing a woman's glove. So it's fun.
Yeah.
And anyway, we plan to see that The Confidential is a swanky bar, complete with a red-jacketed doorman. A mysterious figure rides up on a motorcycle, their face obscured by a helmet. The biker walks to the door and shows the doorman a bottle opener, and on the opener is a logo with the letter C surrounded by bottle tops and listening ears. The doorman welcomes the stranger and leads them in.
So inside, several in vest and bow ties are seen casually enjoying drinks, and that helmeted hero that walks into the bar removes his helmet, and it's revealed to be Springfield's one and only. Well,
it's
not
Mo.
actually. No, you're Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mo. He's not the one and only bartender in Springfield. We'll soon find out.
Oh, Artemis, you wouldn't believe what my customers unloaded on me tonight. Crappy marriages, crappy jobs, crappy sports teams. Ugh, my ears are killing me.
That's why the Confidential is here, to share your burden.
Just give me the usual, huh?
As if we served anything else.
To the Confidential, the one bar where they listen to the listeners.
So that was Artemis being played by Ian McShane, a beloved actor who's been in a number of things, like a lot of things.
Like maybe the John Wick movies,
That's true.
which of course is what the Confidential is based off
I
of. Steve.
knew that.
You've never seen the
No,
Wickiverse.
I thought it was a reference to Shrek the Third, which Ian McShane plays Captain Hook. Or maybe Agent Cody Banks, where he pays Dr. Brinkman.
What about Deadwood? That's a lot of people know him from that mostly.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But he's been
Yeah, I think so.
been around in lots of things there. But yeah, this he's pretty much just playing his same character that he plays in the John Wick movies.
So is John Wick about a bunch of bartenders?
Yeah, Steve, just watch it.
Cool.
No, it's so the in the John Wickiverse, there's a place called the Continental where all the assassins go and hang out.
Ah.
So like if you and I were trying to kill each other, like if you and I were professional assassins and we were trying to like kill each other
Mhm.
and we didn't do it and we end up in the Continental, well, we're not allowed to like actually try to kill each other there. It's like a safe zone for
I see.
yeah. So if we were punching each other outside the building, we couldn't punch each other inside. But we
Right,
could drink
it's like,
together.
Nice. It's like base when you're playing tag.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Base is safe.
You have to check out the John Wick movies. They're fun.
I know that I'll enjoy them. Everyone tells me that they're great. And I love Keanu Reeves. So, well, we then head from the bartender's only bar to the Krusty Show taping, where audience members must laugh continuously. Bart and Milhouse rush to the line to get to the front row seats, hoping to catch whatever may fly off of the stage in the stain zone. In the building above, a network exec is explaining to Krusty that production will have to halt until they round up all the escaped you-know-whats. Isn't it? Maybe it's just me. It's weird because there's a sign that says Krusty Show taping, and I don't know, the word taping is weird to me, like to have it on the sign, because every show has the taping. Like to post it that they're taping seems weird, but maybe I'm being pedantic.
I didn't notice that until you brought that up. But yeah, the Krusty Show taping. Like, also, is it just called the Krusty Show now? Wasn't it always the Krusty the Clown Show?
Right. Yeah, I was wondering that myself.
Like you're right. The billboard doesn't need to be there. It just should say the Krusty the Clown Show, and then the joke, even in the joke banner there, like everyone must laugh. I mean, that's the joke. Which
Right, and then that's fine there.
yeah, but you're right. It's just weird. It'd be like, yeah, seeing the Conan O'Brien show taping. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's though?
Yeah. Tell me about those.
Well, we see we could do a cut to the craft service table there, and Sideshow Mel opens a crock pot to find the you-know-whats, and it's actually snakes. But it's
snakes.
Really funny because they just jump out of the crock pot, eager to get Mel and his bone. So Krusty announces the day's show to be canceled. Although it's weird because he says, okay, the show's canceled. Like the entire show.
That's what I had to fix that when I was typing, because I was like, it sounds like I'm canceling the Krusty the Clown show.
But that's what it sounded like. Krusty was canceling his own show. He's like, the show's canceled. But he probably just means the episode. So he's going to go down to the deli and drown himself in some tongue.
Ooh.
So is he going to just eat like a cow tongue, or is he going to just make out with some randos?
Maybe the fry cook is a tender lover.
Tenderized lover.
Hey, there you go.
And so Bart and Milhouse, they're disappointed because, they want to see their old Krusty the Clown man.
Yeah.
You know what's really weird is like Saturday, like just before this episode, I was thinking, I'm like, man, is the Krusty the Clown show like still a thing in the Simpsons universe? Because that idea of a kid's like local entertainment show doesn't exist anymore. Like kids these days wouldn't even know what that is a reference to.
That's true. I mean, it was kind of antiquated in the 90s.
Because it's based off of like Rusty the Clown, who was from Portland. So it was Matt Groening's, his childhood. He had those shows.
Right.
And even I think we were the last generation really to have that local entertaining kid show where they just showed old Popeye cartoons and Woody Woodpecker. Anything public domain. But I bet there isn't anything like that anymore for kids.
Yeah, because I can't imagine like Gen Z, or I guess younger than Gen Z now, sitting around to watch a clown like throw pies at people. Like unless he's eating ass, they don't care.
You're right. I was gonna say, I think like the new clowns for kids are all those clowns on TikTok. those tots,
Yeah.
thoughts,
Yeah, thoughts.
those thoughts. We're old and dumb.
Yep. I'm too old for TikTok, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, I'm young enough to say our TikTok is Kesha's song TikTok.
There we go.
That's my TikTok. No, wait. Our TikTok was that creepy penis robot from Return to Oz.
Oh, yeah. That was a nightmare.
That movie's a nightmare.
Oh, my God. The roller skating things? Ugh.
All right, let's
Horrifying.
take like 2 edibles and then watch Return to Oz.
Yeah.
The time when you're just like, maybe you had too much weed in your system. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of freaking out now, but that's like the right moment to start watching Return to Oz.
Yeah, because I'm sure that the 45-minute point of the movie,
Yeah.
everything's just cool.
Although I'm really feeling like right now is the perfect time for me to watch Return to Oz. All right. Enough of the clown shows. So yeah, if there's kid shows in your neighborhood, let us know. That sounds really weird. But local kid shows aren't a thing. I mean, right now, stop talking about this, but if it is like Saturday morning, I turn the local channels on to see what it's on. It's usually like nature documentary shows for kids.
Yeah, that's what constitutes a kid show nowadays, and it's really sad.
At least it might be more, you might be learning more than what we were learning. We were learning about fucking He-Man on what's that place? Eternia.
Eternia, yeah.
Yeah, see, I remember that, but I should have known how much semen a sperm whale produces in a week. That's what those educational shows are about, right?
Yeah. I mean, it depends. Like, if it takes a week off, could be a lot more.
All right. Bart and Milhouse are disappointed that the rest of the show has been canceled for the day. So they turn their heads to find another studio, one for Teleglobo Mexicali, where show Nights with the Bumblebee, hosted, of course, by our town favorite Bumblebee Man.
Mhm.
And I like how Bart says, hey, let's try that upside down exclamation mark show. And Milhouse does agree that the upside down mark is pretty funny.
It is, yeah. It looks like a lowercase I, but it's bigger.
Yeah.
The boys find their seats as a mariachi band plays Flight of the Bumblebee. In Spanish, a mustachioed man in a cactus costume introduces the show's host.
El hombre abejorro.
Milhouse, you know Spanish. What did he say? Oh, it's a cultural thing. You wouldn't get it. Estúpido.
Y luego había un escorpión en mis pantalones.
¡Pantalones!
Una visita de mi primito. Eso significa que es tiempo de jugar.
¡No explotes!
He had a scorpion in his pants.
It's a cultural thing, Steve. You wouldn't understand.
Stupido. That's right. It's everyone's favorite segment, No Taste Flotes, sponsored by Humble Nun Horchata. So Horchata, I have this, like, it's not even a joke, but it's a fragment of a joke in my head, and I don't know how to get there, and it's not even funny, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I imagine that horchata is also what that Boston serial killer who killed all those sex workers and then ground them up into soup calls it, like a horchata. Or, yeah.
Oh, Steve.
That's exactly what that
Boy, I
deserves.
really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
There.
Yeah. One or two of those is appropriate.
Horchata.
Horchata. So 3 women in black bikinis and nun habits each grab an audience member, the third one grabbing Bart. On stage, the 3 contestants are in high chairs. Milhouse explains that it's a game where they fill your mouth with horchata, and whoever resists laughing wins a prize. The bikini nun pours the tasty white liquid down Bart's throat, and the game is ready to begin. Bumblebee Man calls for a babito abuelita, or a baby grandpa. An elderly man holding a cigar wearing a diaper and a bonnet arrives in a high-pitched voice, asks, ¿Cuáles son las cosas más perosas? Or, what are the laziest cows? He then completes the joke with la vacaciones, or the vacations. And when I translated the joke, it makes sense because vaca is cow, so vacaciones, or vacations, sounds like cows.
Oops.
I didn't even write that joke.
I actually meant for this one. There we go.
There you go.
I also like how in the beginning here, when the Spanish is being spoke, that there's no subtitles.
Right.
Except for when Bart says "ay caramba," it subtitles that to "oh no." I thought that was a fun little visual.
That is very funny.
I also love saying "baby grandpa." It's just funny.
Yeah. He looks so fun too.
So the first two contestants are are you a horchata man yourself?
I do enjoy horchata.
Yeah. So the first two contestants are unable to stifle their laughter, and they spew that horchata everywhere. Bart, he can't understand Spanish, so he doesn't know what's going on. So he neither spits or swallows, making him a winner. Or as Bumblebee Man puts it, Gandor. Sounds like
Yeah.
Gandor. I come from Gandor. Anyway, so the crowd goes wild, and the nuns and thongs there turn Bart's high chair to show him 3 numbered doors. And I thought he would have to choose between 1, 2, and 3. Like, you should have known the prize beforehand, right?
Right. That kind of takes the fun out of the 1, 2, 3 system.
It's like, who would pick a vacuum?
Yeah.
And like that was even a good looking vacuum, by the way. It looked like an old 70s vacuum.
I know. It was like, it's weird. Maybe it's worth a lot of money though.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, like I said, that vacuum was in door number 1, and then everyone boos about that. And then they go to door number 2, and it's a scary crystal skull.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the audience prays for fear. And then number 3, a kick-ass dirt bike, which is like, that's what Bart's gonna pick because that just makes sense.
Yeah, what 10-year-old boy doesn't want a kick-ass dirt bike from a baby grandpa?
Grandpa, baby, this is the easiest choice I've ever made. Look what I want on Spanish Krusty.
Oh my God. That is not just any crystal skull. It's Calavera Gritando. That tequila is so authentic that it inspired George Clooney to make his own semi-authentic tequila.
Wait, my skull is full of booze? That's why it has a screw cap.
Bart, you've got to give it to me. I've always wanted to drink something fancy enough to come in a bottle that doesn't look like a bottle.
Nah, I think I'm gonna save it. For high school.
Come on, give me that.
Bart won that skull full of tequila. He can do whatever he wants with it. Except drink the tequila.
Sorry, Homer. Game, set, skull.
So Bart chose the skull.
Yeah, full of tequila.
Yeah, hey. At this point, and in my age or our age, I think we probably would do the same.
Yeah, I feel like the dirt bike would just lead to like pain and maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need that. Again, that vacuum, if it looked like some awesome, cool, like Dyson, then I would take it. But just your old run-of-the-mill Orbeck hotel vacuum.
Yeah.
You know those vacuums, Steve.
Oh, I do.
There's many a times you had it suck for you.
That's right. It sucked all night long.
And the residents would knock on the walls and say, turn it down. But have you had... Now, I know, of course, the famous Crystal Head Skull vodka from Dan Aykroyd. Who people say he looks like Homer Simpson. I've never had that, but there's plenty of tequilas in skulls.
Yep, I've had a fair number of tequila. I know that I have had the George Clooney one that they reference the Casamigos, so it's pretty okay. For like $50, it's not so bad.
You're more of a, like for hard alcohol, you're more of like a gin.
I go through it. I'm a very seasonal drinker.
Yeah.
In the summer, I like tequila and gin, and then in the winter, I like whiskey.
It goes together, definitely.
Yeah.
The whiskeys, they warms you up.
That's right.
And if you're ever sick, that's what I take. That's my medicine.
That's why he's like, Daddy needs his medicine.
Yeah.
I'm very sick.
Oh, I do like that line that Bart says earlier about my skull is full of alcohol. Or my skull is full of tequila. I'm like, yeah, no, it was alcohol.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny, and that's us.
Exactly. We're full of liquor. Ooh, which is actually an interesting theme about drinking in this episode that gets a little dark that we'll get to later. But I think Marge is being very fair and diplomatic about letting Bart keep it, but not letting him drink it.
He's not going to enjoy it when he's 10, but when he gets to high school, he will.
Yeah.
It'll be sad because it'll be with, well, spoilers, I guess they won't get that vodka or tequila after all.
Yeah. Well, Homer later attempts to watch football on TV, but Bart has placed a crystal skull on his head, obscuring Homer's view and taunting him. Homer then tries to nap in the hammock, but finds a note saying that it's reserved for the spirited skull. Homer then tries to go for a drive, and he hears a special message on the radio, a dedication to Homer S. from his son, and the song Tequila plays. And at first, Homer really likes it, especially how it has no lyrics to upset him. But then the song's one sole lyric, the word tequila, is sung, causing Homer to punch his radio repeatedly. And then he has to pull to the side of the road. And Sherry O'Terry witnesses this, and they ask Lisa if that's their father. And after Homer's final punch deploys the airbag, Lisa says no.
That's a fun joke.
Yeah.
It's dumb, but we all know it's coming.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I also like how he listens to the notes on the hammock. Homer, dumb man.
And that's the laziest prank because you can just like write that on anything reserved for Skull.
Right. And what's Sherry and Terry doing with Lisa there?
Maybe they're pals. Or actually, one of them thinks Bart is cute.
Right.
So she's probably just hanging out with Lisa to get closer.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
So later that night, Homer sneaks into Bart's room, and Bart's fast asleep, snuggling his crystal skull. The tequila bottle glows bright in a low, ominous voice, telling Homer, "You're too weak to drink me." And Homer may not speak Spanish, but he knows when an imaginary talking skull is mocking him. So he tiptoes towards his son, and we get an homage to Raiders of the Lost Ark here with Indiana Jones style. Homer's rubbing his chin as he examines that skull. He then zips his jacket, and it has Maggie in there. And so in the style of Indy there, he replaces the skull using Maggie as the bag of sand, and he laughs to himself. And then just heads to Moe's and to offer the tequila to all his pals at Moe's.
Whoa, a crystal skull. Like from my least favorite Indiana Jones movie and most favorite Shia LaBeouf movie.
Okay, this booze is so classy, I'm finally breaking out my commemorative Iran hostage crisis shot glasses. Look at these guys now. Those were hostages.
Hey, Mo, why don't you pour yourself one for a change?
Me? No, that's okay. The pouring is enough of a thrill.
Come on, you're always on that side of the bar. At least come over here and take a load off.
Well, maybe it wouldn't hurt none. Oh, so this is sitting.
You know, Mo, all these years, we've never seen you drink.
Well, you know, a bartender ain't supposed to drink with his regulars. It's frowned upon.
By whom?
Not some secret society that I go to every night after closing time, if that's what you're thinking. Look, I'm just the schlub that pours the booze, that's all.
Mo, you're not just our bartender. You're our friend.
Friend? You mean that? Well, maybe it's just my relaxed butt cheeks talking, but down the hatch. Whew. I haven't had anything this expensive in my mouth since my dad's gone.
Hey, going back to that beginning there, Lenny, he's 100% correct with his line of Crystal Skull, my least favorite Indiana Jones movie, but most favorite Shia LaBeouf movie.
Take that, Holes.
What about the Peanut Butter Falcon?
Oh, yeah. Or Suburbia.
What about Nymphomaniac?
Or Transformers.
Yeah, those Transformer movies. Honestly, I think the only Shia LaBeouf movies I've seen are Indiana Jones.
Uh-huh.
I think the first two Transformers. I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm looking at his wow. He's been in a lot of movies that I have not seen.
Yeah, never saw Fury.
No. Disturbia, not Suburbia. My apologies.
Isn't like Suburbia a 90s movie?
Yeah. It's a Richard Linklater like art film that's like just vignettes of people. But I think there's another one that's like fake punk rock bullshit, starting like Mark from Empire Records or something.
I have seen Dumb and Dumberer When Harry Met Lloyd, the sequel to, or the prequel to the Dumb and Dumber, not the sequel, the prequel with not Jim Carrey and
Jeff Daniels.
Hey, he was in an episode of Freaks and Geeks. X-Files. That was when he was a kid. Anyways, enough of Shia LaBeouf there.
Yeah. That line, I haven't had anything this expensive in my mouth since my dad's gun. Holy shit, that's dark, and I love it.
I knew that was going to be your favorite joke because it's so
it's so funny. Did he put it in his mouth? Did his dad?
I'm going with it's Mo doing it himself because he's suicidal.
That's true.
Here's what happened is his dad probably bought that gun with the money Mo made when he was a child actor.
Right.
And so Mo was like a teenager, not getting any roles anymore because he's not a cute little kid because he's going through puberty.
Mm-hmm.
So he has nothing to look forward to. So he finds the gun that his dad bought with the money that Mo earned, decides to put it in his mouth and pulls the trigger. But he sold the bullets to buy Mo his first bar.
Oh.
For some reason, he buys his 13-year-old son a bar.
You're going through puberty. You should have a tavern.
And there's the backstory of Mo and his failed suicidal attempt.
Oh, right.
But he gets to be a bartender at age 13.
Sounds great to me.
Maybe no, it's Mo's dad buys the bar because he is a bartender and he calls it Mo's Bar. He's like, this is what I got for you, son. So he named the bar after his son.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then Mo, of course, will inherit it after his dad does eventually take the gun to himself. Just take one bullet after his Mo's mom left.
Right.
Just created Mo's background.
Yeah, and it's real bleak, but I like it. I mean, that's an episode I'd watch.
Yeah. Let's make we'll call Disney Plus and see if they'll do it as a mini series.
Yeah.
Mo the early years.
Get like a fancy actor to do it, and you can just give it a whole cinematic universe.
Yep, that's what we've talked about before. How I wanted to have, because there was originally a show back in the '90s. One of the attempted spinoffs was the characters of Springfield TV show, and that's what I want.
Get on it, Disney Plus.
Okay.
So Mo and his patrons continue to imbibe as the skull cackles maniacally. It then speaks to Homer again in Spanish, saying, "You fool, you ruined a man's life." And now begins his descent into hell. And Homer thinks the skull is pretty cool too.
I like how the skull is having a conversation with Homer, but Homer's having an opposite conversation.
Yeah.
And it's all fake because it's a cartoon, Steve.
Oh,
yes.
Now I learn.
Our second act finally begins, hopefully with not us rambling or me rambling about random shit, but it probably will.
Yeah.
So Mo's in the gutter and he's got an awful hangover, but then suddenly a street sweeper rolls Mo over and then just like pops up, springs back up, feeling better. That's funny animation there. So he goes to return to the bar and he finds his aprons crumbled up there on the ground. Looks like he's picking it up there, and all of a sudden the events from the evening return to him. So we cut back to 12 hours earlier where Carl, Lenny, Homer, and Mo are spinning Barney around on the bar stool. He spins so fast, Steve, that he just teleports away. I think he used the Flash's speed force there.
Right.
But then he's returning through the bathroom door. So there we go. Carl puts the crystal skull there on a mop and gives it to the hair there and starts dancing with it, pushing away Lenny, who's eager to cut in. But then they decide to step out to show the world how much it's fun when drunk guys do stuff in public. That's a great line.
Yeah. And, as somebody who's been on both sides of the bar, it's not fun to see you drunk guys. Shut up.
No.
But the boys do not shut up. They head to Springfield Squidport, where they visit a photo booth and a teeth whitening barge. Several seals bark, groan, and moan into the night. And on a nearby bench, the 5 drunken friends are making similar noises when they're asked to leave and asked to move by one Helen Lovejoy. She and the Reverend want to sit on the bench and comment on how the elephant seals are certainly living the life. Reverend Lovejoy goes on to say that that's the one joke in their entire marriage, but Mo suggests their matrimony may have another laughing matter.
Oh, that's not what I hear. The real joke is that you two haven't pushed the old twin beds together since before the election of Obama to the Senate.
How'd you know about their sexless marriage?
Oh, Mrs. Lovejoy blabbed about it to her bartender, who then told me.
Hey, wait. You bartenders tell each other the stuff we say in drunken confidence?
Oh, we sure do. Look what else I know. You file your taxes as one person. You sell all your pets each time you go on vacation. Hey, you're two-timing us by also being the mayor of another town.
I swear Greenview means nothing to me.
Hey, I love hot goss as much as the next guy, but maybe you shouldn't be spilling people's secrets.
Secrets? You mean like you not asking anyone out on a date in years because you're ashamed of your wet spaghetti arms?
What woman could feel held by these?
Or how you keep yammering about your $1 million invention? File the patent already, you coward.
First I thought Lenny said, who doesn't love hot guys?
I know.
Or hot Gus.
Does Lenny want to fuck Mo and think his name is Gus?
Yes. Oh, no, Gus was Mo's dad's name.
Okay.
Gus Sislak. Oh, wait, no, wait. We already know Mo has a family. Isn't the dad and like his brothers like, oh, what?
We did an episode about this.
Yeah, like they're not con artists. Are they?
They're like
car salesmen.
mattress salesman.
Yeah, the mattress salesman.
Yeah, Morty.
Oh man, I bet all of our listeners were probably like yelling at the Radiotron that they were listening to on this one. Like, we've already done the episode with his family, idiot.
Sorry, yes. His dad is, in fact, the Mattress King of the Mattress King warehouse.
There. You happy, guys? We corrected our boner.
Boy, I
Nobody
really hope
needs to get
somebody got
fired.
fired for that blunder.
Thanks, guys.
So Mo then goes on to expose Barney's secret that he hasn't visited his beloved mother in years. The drunk remorsefully explains that his mother still thinks that he works at the AutoZone, unaware that he is fired for huffing floor mat cleaner.
Get in the zone, Steve.
The AutoZone?
Yeah. I think we talked about like Barney having a job, what he's doing a few podcast episodes ago. And there you go, Steve. He was actually working at AutoZone.
That seems like a good fit for him.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
It does, because he's the plow king.
That's right.
And, he's obviously, he's got to know the ins and outs of an engine. Can't be a plowman or a plow person without knowing
he was
how
initially
to plow.
He can plow hard and long. Plus, he knows the ins and outs of spaceships because he was the one selected to be an astronaut.
And he knows the ins and outs of a bowling alley.
It's true.
Much like a spaceship.
They're the same thing.
Pretty much.
They both have pizza and pins and
and smelly shoes.
Exactly.
Anyway, so Homer confronts Moe, saying that he's officially gone from fun drunk to mean drunk. We've all been there, Steve. Moe snaps back at Homer, pointing out that Homer's so scared about being a lousy father and a husband that he hides out in the bar instead of actually trying. It's a very bleak bit of truth causes Homer to drop the crystal skull bottle. The glass skull shards shattering on the ground everywhere. That also probably means that's so dramatic that Bart's going to be so upset that his crystal skull is broken, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Obviously, that's going to be the Act 3. What this whole story is going to be about is Bart pissed that Homer stole his shit.
Yeah, I mean, we're just dangling with this plot point about Bart, and so can't wait to get back to it.
Yeah, but anyways, no, we're back with Moe there. But Moe, he's not just a mean drunk, Steve. He's an honest drunk.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
To go back a little bit, the animation of Lenny's spaghetti arms is fun.
Yeah.
Look like olive oil. So Moe says that his friends are the ones who are drunk, that he's just wasted. He drunkenly stumbles away, and we go back to the present day or the next day. Moe realizes that he did what no bartender should ever do. Maybe, just maybe, they won't find out. Just then, a rat crawls towards the barkeep. Tied around the rodent is a medallion bearing the logo of the Confidential. They found out. Moe asks the rat, who was evidently named Kristoff, to lead the way. So he follows Kristoff into a sewer, presumably right past Pennywise, and to the bar made for those who tend bar.
Yeah, so I got you, rat. Look, I know I screwed up, but that...
Since time immemorial, bartenders have been the cornerstone of civilization, an eternal guild of listeners. And so, a paradox. For to whom could bartenders confide their secrets? Thus was born the Confidential, a hidden society of those who listen to the listeners. But this institution will crumble to dust if we do not obey its first and only law. A bartender keeps his secrets!
Look, Artemis, I know I shouldn't have got wasted and blabbed the unblabbable. It's just, for once, I wanted to have a drink with my friends.
A bartender has no friends! Mr. Sislak, your tab is closed. Surrender your key, sir.
Well, them's the rules, I guess. It was nice being part of a place that was bigger than me and also super weird. What the?
The penalty for your offense is far greater than mere expulsion. Your friends, your regulars, are to be cut off.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What does this cut off mean?
Are they going to lose their penises?
I assume so.
Yeah.
Exactly what's going to happen, Steve. The censors weren't paying attention. They got to pass their Dan Weber's like, you know what? I think the world needs to see animated characters, genitals cut off. And Matt Groening was like, I agree. Let's do it. And Al Jean is like, hey, wait a second, guys. And they're like, shut up, Al. He's like, yeah.
He's like, the only way we can show a penis on The Simpsons is it's that of a 10-year-old boy.
So yeah, that's exactly what happens, Steve.
I liked in that clip when they were going back through time, like the animation of the hieroglyphics pouring wine out of a jug and then moving throughout the ages. I thought it was a fun variance of animation.
Yeah, well, maybe you should watch the John Wick movies and it'll make sense.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
I'm trying to remember if there was like a drawn history lesson All right. Well, Artemis's declaration creates a, stunned silence from the various bartenders, from like the Margaritaville Bros to the craft cocktail mixologists and suspenders to the referee dressed bartender from like a sports bar. And Artemis explains that Homer, Lenny, Carl, and Barney have until the clock strikes happy hour before they are cut off permanently. And Mo runs from the confidential to the nuclear power plant to warn his buddies. Don't forget Ian McShane there says, "Tick tock, Mr. Mo." Didn't he say that?
Yeah, is that like Mr. Jason Mantzoukas?
Yeah, that's a reference to the TikTok man, Jason Mantzoukas' character in John Wick 3, Parabellum.
Awesome.
Where he says, "TikTok, Mr. Wick," but, you know, in Jason Mantzoukas' voice. So
right.
I'm not even going to attempt to do a Jason Mantzoukas impersonation.
I can't eat eggs.
Guys, you're all in danger. Oh, sorry. I've never been in your office before. Any office, for that matter. Yeesh. Now I get why you all drink so much.
You've got a lot of nerve coming here after what you said last night.
I know, but this is serious, okay? Some very scary people are mad for all that drunken blabbing I did, so you're being cut off.
So what? You already lost us as customers.
No, you don't get it. Cut off. There isn't much time, but I'm gonna keep being cagey about it. Oh, wait a minute. Where's Barney?
Barney doesn't work here.
Really? Seems like he would.
Yeah, that would lead to some good stories, all right.
Hurry, call him. Call him!
Fine. Well, if it isn't the meanest drunk in town.
Bon, it's happy hour. You gotta lock your doors and windows right away.
During the best time of day for ocean breezes?
Okay, I say one of my favorite jokes is the when Mo's like, "Hey, wait, where's Barney at? He doesn't work here." And I thought he did. I had this like thought that joke was probably in the writer's room, like someone was pitching a story and like that situation was like, all right, so Lenny, Carl, and Barney and Homer all work at the power plant, and then this happens, and someone's like, "Hey, wait, Barney doesn't work at the power plant." You know, like, and they're like, "Really? He doesn't? Seems like he should." Yeah. But now, like, that's a story, and now I want to see, like, you know, Barney's, you know, he gets fired from the AutoZone, and then Homer gets him a job as like janitorial service at the power plant.
And then like maybe the plot could be like he excels and does really well. Then Homer gets jealous. And then Homer decides to sabotage him by getting him drunk at work. It writes itself.
No. And then he makes sure that Barney gets trapped under a nuclear reactor. And then he has to go save him.
I like it, yeah.
We're just redoing the Mr. Plow episode, Steve.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, Mr. Broom. Yes, that's my name. That name again is Mr. Broom.
No, but I like, instead of the janitor thing, I think you're right. I think he becomes the head of Sector 7G.
Yeah.
And becomes Homer's supervisor. But then make that canon. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
It would be for like maybe like a season having Barney be Homer's boss, kind of.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be a plot point in every episode. Just make it like
in the background,
one episode, and then a reference from here on till the end of the series.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so suddenly the bartender, who seems to be straight from the old 1920s, appears in the window behind Barney, and he quickly injects with the syringe and escapes quickly. Barney assumes it's just a bite of a vampire bat, but Mo tells the man that he's been injected with anti-booze. Yeah, it's a drug that makes it so you can never drink again. Lenny doubts the existence of such a drug, but Mo explains that it's real and the side effects are awful. And he starts listing off the items there, or the effects, and Barney immediately feels the effect of, you know, when he says it, like the rhinoceros ones.
Yeah. Before we get to those side effects, isn't it interesting that Barney assumed that he was attacked by a bat, and then he got a shot? Huh. Interesting. COVID. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa, man.
Exactly.
That's some QAnon bullshit right there.
We're through the looking glass, people.
And you know what? No one's wearing a mask, and it doesn't matter.
That's right. Well, it starts with a skull-splitting headache, and Barney has to bang his head against the wall for some relief. Next is fire hose sweating, which causes liquid to shoot from Barney's pores. Then we have rhinoceros pox, which you mentioned, Craig, which are like little horns coming out of your face. And then finally, hurricane vomiting, which we can hear Barney suffering from for a good amount of time, as the rest of the boys look on horrified.
Mo warns the remaining three that Barney's been cut off and they're next. So if they're caught, they can never have alcohol again, and not even rum cakes or any other boozy desserts.
Oh no!
To be honest, if that if that drug exists and someone injected me, I'd be like, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose like 40 pounds. I'm gonna sleep all that night.
I mean, I would probably turn into Homer at the end of this episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Should we find out that? Yeah, because our third act. Let's begin there, Steve.
Alrighty. So it begins as Homer, Lenny, and Carl and Barney are running down the street in fear. They pass Irish pub O'Flannery McDougal's, where a ginger bartender is alerted by one of those restaurant seat pagers saying that the cut-off Moe's regulars are nearby. He grabs a hinged case containing a syringe full of the anti-booze. Then at the German beer house, Drunkausdorsen, a bunksome beer maiden receives the same alert and opens a barrel to grab the drug as well. And then at the airport bar, the Last Gate Tavern, a barkeep dressed as a pilot does the same.
So Homer and the gang need to run faster. Every bartender in the town is after them, all because Moe couldn't keep his drunken trap shut. So Lenny wonders how many bartenders there could be in Springfield, and Moe wants them to consider how many people are miserable at both work and home. The chase continues, and they pass by drink establishments such as, this is a fun run of sign gaggage here. We have a tiki-themed Tommy Guami's.
We've got the Polish bar, the Pickled Cossack.
We have the long-standing gay bar, the League of Extra Horny Gentlemen.
Cork and Mindy, a wine bar, I presume.
Screens.
Stashes and Spender's Mixology Bar.
Cancun, Wancoon.
I think it's supposed to be like Cabo Wabo.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Space Inebriators.
I like that.
It's fun.
Dive bar. Because it's, diving.
Yeah, it's aquatic themed.
Yeah.
And then it took me a minute on this one, but Shots and Tots. I think they're talking about the potato product.
But the thing is, when I saw that originally, look how it's like pink and it's very kid friendly. So it's like a Mommy and Me. But no, because look, there's like no, it is. It's not the potatoes, because if you look outside the window there's those little mechanical writing.
You're right.
Like a tiger and a little spaceship. So it is like a Mommy and Me. I bet it
also need to show you a horse someday.
What would I say?
You said a tiger. It's fine.
I have it in a very like 1/3 of my screen. No, not even like a quarter of my screen is the size of the episode, Steve. I have other windows up, so it's hard for me to see. It's the size of not even a penny on my screen. It looks like a tiger from here.
It could be a tiger.
Okay, I have the I downloaded the Canadian version. It's a tiger in Canada.
That makes sense.
All right. And then next to the Shots and Tots, which I think is a Mommy and Me drunk dag bar.
I think you're right.
Rye Curious Lesbian Whiskey Bar, which honestly, I think that's the bar we'd probably hang out at.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. They got rye whiskey and cool ladies.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun. I want to go there.
Except when we get in there, we'd be like, wait a minute. I know what's wrong with this.
Enjoy your death trap.
Yeah. Anyway, so the men are surrounded by the various bartenders, all whom are dressed in their theme appropriate for their respective pub. And Moe vows to defend his friends and uses a bar towel to whip the needles out of his opponent's hands. And he jumps into action there, using that filthy cloth to whip, flip, and trip his bartender foes. Just like John Wick was fighting people. Lenny points out he's like a ninja, that crotch rag. That
crotch rag is gross.
Hey, I got buy a crotch rag over there with your horcha. Trying to bring back your horcha joke.
Thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
So surrounded by fallen bartenders, Moe breathes a sigh of relief. Suddenly, more drink dispensers arrive, so Moe uses his towel to knock down a telephone pole, and the boys run to an empty alley.
This is nowhere to live. Hunted like dinosaurs.
What are we supposed to do now?
If you ever want to drink again, all you can do is get on the next bus out of town and never stop running.
Sounds like a plan.
Oktoberfest ist jetzt ausgenüchtert.
Those poor bastards. I must keen for them.
Forget it, Homer. They're non-drinkers now.
Marge, pack what you need and choose one kid. We're leaving Springfield forever.
That's ridiculous, homie. Look who dropped by for dinner.
Hello, Homer.
Dad, Dr. Hibbert was just telling us how he worked his way through medical school.
I think you'd be interested to hear how I did it.
I would?
Bartending.
That was kind of like two scenes in that clip, but I like Homer's being hunted like dinosaurs. Cute line.
Oh, this episode's all QAnon.
Yeah.
What we just had.
I thought it was a cute line. And it spoke to the truth about democracy and how the election was stole for us.
I thought you thought QAnon hunted dinosaurs back in the day.
You mean 6,000 years ago?
Yeah, 2000.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Anyways, the good doctor, maybe that one, hurls a corkscrew at Homer, pinning him to the door, and then he ejects the anti-booze into his arm, and then putting a smiley face band-aid right on the boo-boo and sticks a lolly in Homer's mouth. It just reminds me of getting the COVID shot, just like that.
Yep.
I wish they did put something. I wish they would have put a lolly in my mouth instead of what they did.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They were
Did you
giving
get 2 shots.
Yeah, they were giving it behind the dumpster at the CVS from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. I had to pay $50, which is weird because I thought it was supposed to be free.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh well. Anyways, March steps in the room, stunned, and has something to say.
Who wants mushroom caps?
I'm so sorry, Homer. And Midge, your husband can never drink again. And it's all because of me.
Yay!
It's like the most exciting I think the Simpsons family's ever cheered.
Yeah, which is very sad.
It is very sad because this whole time, we're on Homer's side. It's funny because you're watching it, and when every character gets hit, you're like, oh no, because it's just like when you're watching an action movie and like the characters you're learning to like get killed or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Homer made it. He's okay. And then you feel bad. You're like, oh no. And then wait a minute. Why am I cheering? This is a good thing.
Yeah. It's putting a very big strain on the family for years.
Right. Let's find out what happens, Steve.
Yep. We then jump ahead 3 months.
Wait, should we pause this and come back 3 months later? And so it looks like we've maybe done the same.
All right. Let's that's a good idea.
Okay. So for 3 months, let's not drink booze and then come back.
All right.
All right. See you in 3 months. We're back.
All right. Craig, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah, me too.
Let's continue.
Alrighty. So the Simpsons also jump ahead 3 months. Homer in a dashing suit.
Thanks, Sean Connery.
In a dashing suit. He enters the kitchen, giving each of his kids a good morning kiss. He declines Marge's offer of a healthy breakfast consisting of oatmeal and blueberries, which actually sounds kind of good.
Yeah.
He's on his way to pick up coffee for everyone to celebrate their record numbers. The new sober Homer is a go-getter with a new job that his wife loves. He sweetly tells his wife that he loves any version of Marge, and they share a passionate kiss in front of their disgusted children who tell them to get a room. He then tells his 2 oldest that he'll have plenty of time for both Bart's skateboarding competition and Lisa's big recital. He blows a raspberry on Maggie's tummy and heads out for the day.
It just looks like his hair's grown, but it looks fuller,
It really does. There are no new lines, but yeah, it does look like he has more hair.
Oh, he combed it down. So
yeah, you're right.
That was Homer's version of a messy hair and not tending to it. And it was a little slimmed down. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
Let's see what the other guys look like. So at the $8 coffee, which sounds like a steal if you ask me.
That's right.
You guys making a joke, but really, if you watch this episode 15 years from now, $8 coffee, that's really cheap.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Homer runs into some familiar faces. We see Lenny now, who's super fucking jacked.
Yeah.
He's thick or thought.
Yeah, he's a thick daddy, I think they would say.
Okay, thick daddy. Okay. We get Carl, who's looking like a sporty old Steve Jobs there with the black turtleneck,
Mm-hmm.
We get Barney. He looks like he's back to his sober self. I mean, because he is. And he's got the blue AutoZone polo on, but they don't spell it the AutoZone we know. Maybe they couldn't do it because of a copyright infringement.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised they were able to use the word AutoZone.
Yeah. Maybe Big AutoZone's not a Simpsons fan. They're more of a family dog.
Yes.
Remember Family Dog?
Mm-hmm. Tuesday nights on CBS.
Yeah.
After an all-new Fish Police.
Fish Police.
That's another animated show that tried to be The Simpsons. See, they're fish, but they're underwater, and they're police.
I can see them rebooting that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have a clip for you.
Yay.
Well, this is a coincidence. I haven't seen you guys since,
Jeez, It would have had to have been the syringings.
Yeah, finally got in shape. Not drinking all day every day really freed up a lot of time for me to work out.
And as soon as I filed my patent, my startup got funded. Soon, everyone in America will have their own personal body hair shaving mini robot.
That's you? I love my Groomba. And I got my job back at AutoZone, so I could finally face my ma.
He holds the big arrow that says AutoZone.
Yeah, I guess we're all doing pretty well. You know who I heard ain't? A certain bartender. You won't believe how low he's sunk.
It would be nice to laugh at someone living their lowest moment.
It's Tress MacNeille doing Barney's mom, right?
Yeah.
He holds the big arrow that says AutoZone.
That voice is hilarious. It's just like her doing can you do the Barney voice? But it just sounds like Don Knotts.
Yeah. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Also,
I mean, it's a great performance. I love it.
It is. It's really good. She always shines, and I love her for it.
Yeah.
Also, we're a podcast, and I feel like if we were able to get sponsors, Anchor, we would be advertising for the Groomba.
Right.
Like we'd have like a 7-minute bit about how our like pubes are too long, and so we have a robot to trim them.
I would not want the that personal robot.
No.
What if it goes up a hole you don't want it to go up?
I don't know of any hole I do want it to go up. So yeah.
Actually, the only holes I want it to go up and trim is my nose hole.
That's true. Man, that's like one of the worst parts about aging.
Yeah.
Nose hair.
Ear hair.
Yeah. I get like sometimes just like one random hair on like the edge of my ear, not in the lobe, just one black hair that decides to grow.
It's your herring. Manscaped.com.
That's right.
All right.
Manscaped
Well,
4.0. So we then cut to a bar, but not one that serves Manhattans, rather one that serves Denver omelets. It's an omelet bar, and Mo is at the station hearing complaints about ham being diced versus cubed, and omelets being flipped too high, thus cooling on descent. As a patron dumps his eggs into the trash can, Homer and his pals look on. They wanted to see Mo low, but not eggs on demand low. He probably doesn't even have a shotgun under that bar.
Mo's embarrassed to be seen at the well-lit, non-dank environment. So he sinks below the counter, still flipping the pan to ensure a well-cooked omelet. Homer, Lenny, Carl, and Barney look at each other and share the same thought.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
We're all saying it.
Even though we can never drink again, we still want you as our bartender.
You mean it?
Yeah.
We do.
From now on, you can spray your own pans, America.
Yeah, take that, America.
Yeah, spray your own pans or the eggs will stick.
I forgot to say the the dude that got the eggs for flipping too high and just the animation of him just throwing them away.
I know.
And I also felt bad for that omelet.
Yeah.
I love
Also,
an omelet.
I do love an omelet. I don't love an omelet bar.
I don't think I've ever been to an omelet bar. Aren't they just like in hotels?
Pretty much, yeah. I think that's why I don't like them. It's because I worked at a hotel for 8 years and I had a lot of access to free omelets, and they get old fast.
Oh, you know what? I've been to omelet bars that are actually bars.
Uh-huh.
It's like a Sunday brunch like type of bar where you come in and
Oh,
like
yeah,
an
yeah.
omelet bar and build your own Bloody Mary type of bar.
I like that.
Yeah, but that's the only. I've been to like those. I like a Denver omelet.
It's got everything. It's got
Classic.
ham and peppers and all the fun stuff.
Depends on like what restaurant. Sometimes it'll be called a Mexican omelet or a taco or Santa Fe.
Mm-hmm.
I like a taco omelet.
Taco omelet's good.
It's-
I love when there's like beans and sour cream and avocado. That's great.
Yeah, let's talk about Mo.
Alrighty. So he jumps on the omelet bar, triumphantly removing his apron and replaces it with his old apron. Lenny carries him off as they head back to their old friendly bar. Inside, Mo offers the four pals each a glass of water. Homer toasts Mo, calling him a friend, but Mo says that he's something better. He's a bartender. Lenny is surprised that he's enjoying water when a voice butts in.
Who knew you could drink water in a bar?
It's still watered down.
Good one, Mo.
Well, I have never seen such a perfect distillation of the human spirit. A cocktail of humility and self-sacrifice with a dash of unbitters.
Whoa, Artemis, what are you doing here?
Such loyalty to a bartender deserves a reward. The antidote to anti-booze. Now think carefully, chaps. Once injected, you will lose all the benefits of sobriety.
I'm sorry. I can't go back. Sobriety has made me the man I never thought I'd be. Now I'm going home to my family.
Oh no!
I liked it when Barney pushed his mother out of the way.
Yeah, for the booze, for the antidote. Yeah. Hey, it's surprising that Homer's turning down the needle.
I know.
So Homer throws the needle to the floor and stamps on it. He exits the tavern, and Moe and Artemis share a nod, and Artemis inserts a coin bearing the confidential logo into the jukebox. And the record player flips over to display a keyboard, which alerts all the bartenders. And Homer is chased by syringe-wielding barkeeps, one of them discarding one of those seat pagers that says "Re-booze Homer Simpson." And that's it. All of a sudden, it goes to black. Like, wait, what?
Huh?
Is this the end? Is there gonna be a sequel? Is this a continuation?
Well, it says executive producer Matt Selman, but it's in white text, so it must mean there's a coda, a bonus scene.
Probably re-explain if Homer got re-boozed, right?
I mean, that would be why you would have an extra scene, yeah.
Okay, so is it?
Let's play a clip. Yeah, let's just play a clip to find out.
Hey, Bart, isn't that your stupid crystal skull?
It wasn't stupid. It was my best friend.
Cuidado con los peligros del alcohol. Su familia tiene una predisposición genética a la adicción. Incluso la nena.
That was Bart and Lisa there.
Yeah,
pushing Maggie in the stroller, and they find the Bart's crystal skull. Steve, it's finally, because it was Bart's best friend.
Right. He loved it so much.
Yeah. So do you know what the skull that's reformed says to the Simpsons lads?
I don't. Craig, tell me.
Oh, it was something about, I think, like what I could gather, I think it was like something about like alcoholism runs in your blood and you're doomed to be something like that. And then I think something even the end was like, and even the baby.
Huh.
Yeah.
So they are all gonna have drinking problems.
Yeah. That's what we learn. And
Yay.
that's the end of the episode, Steve.
Wow.
I have so many questions.
So many answers, so many thoughts. We should take a break and have those thoughts and answers and questions.
We will have those tots.
And those thoughts. We'll be right back.
All right, Steve, we're back. Let's wrap up our discussion of The Last Bar Fighter. We'll do our favorite things we want on a shirt, tattoo, some of our favorite jokes, and, pretty much just what we thought about this episode. How about we do that?
Sounds wonderful, Craig.
All right, Steve, we like to start off with our merchandise.
Merchandise.
What do you think you want to get branded here? There's a lot of fun visual stuff in here, but man, I think for myself here, I mean, just a crystal skull with like Bart, it'd be great.
Very cool.
A logo of the of Bumblebee Man's, like a shirt, like, because I have like a Late Show Letterman shirt. I have a Jimmy Kimmel Live shirt. It's like one of those shirts that's like Bumblebee Man or something like that, or just any of the bar names. Oh, you know how there's like I don't know if they still have it, but I remember hearing about it. It was like bar shirt of the month club. So it's like you get a cool t-shirt from a bar from all over the country or whatever every month.
That's fun.
So I would do that. So I'd have all the fun bar names and just have a shirt from those bars. I would totally wear a dive bar themed Cancun, Wancun, Space Liberators. Shots and tots. That's the one I'd wear, definitely. So I would get those kind of logo bar shirts.
That's very good. I would maybe get I like your idea of the Bumblebee Man show shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would want to go a little bit more specific though and have a baby grandpa shirt.
Would it be just him?
Yep, and it would just say Babito Abuela.
How about for a tattoo? I would get totally jacked Lenny. Just have a totally buff Lenny on my arm. That's not weird at all.
No.
Even like the end too, which is restaurant tag device that drops as Re-booze Homer.
Uh-huh.
I just want the green font, the computer font, and a black shirt that just says Re-booze Homer.
I like that too, yeah.
That should be like our campaign this summer. Let's do the hashtag Re-booze Homer Simpson. We'll march the streets. Last year we had some protests. We'll do a different protest this summer.
Yeah.
Steve, the world's back to normal. We can joke like this.
Exactly. That's why I'm going to get a humble nun horchata tattoo.
Yum, yum. All right. Well, what were your favorite jokes in this episode?
I mean, hands down, the thing that made me laugh out loud is, that's the best joke for me. I know it's like pitch black dark, but it's hilarious to me. But I think Mo in general is probably my MVJ of the episode. I think that he had like a lot of fun lines about his relationship to his friends or his patrons as they were. And I liked Bart. Like, look what I want on Spanish Krusty. Like the kid logic of any show that's not Krusty is also Krusty.
That's very good. Yeah.
He's very kid-like. And I don't know, Marge is low-key fun. Like just her like figuring out that, he can just have the tequila because he wanted. Because I mean, it could have been an easy solution. Like, could have just given Homer the tequila and let Bart keep the bottle.
That's what I was thinking when I was watching the episode. I was like, why doesn't he just? But then I was like, oh, well, he wants to drink it. So you know what he should have done? Emptied the tequila into like a decanter and then filled the empty skull bottle with water.
Yeah.
Make it even darker. He empties the tequila into a decanter, but then I'm trying to think of something funnier. What if he has a gas can and he pours the gas can out to put the tequila in that gas can, and then he takes the gas and puts it in the skull? I don't know. I was thinking like just something. He just puts poison in the skull,
right,
and gives it back to Bart. That's all I was just thinking.
I like it.
A way to poison this kid. I mean, you're not supposed to drink gasoline, right?
No, you're supposed to hoard it in plastic bags.
Yeah, we're talking about you guys in Florida.
You dummies.
I knew you'd love the line of the gun. It was a fun play on words. I mean, I liked. Hey, I'm a fanboy. I liked Lenny's poignant line of Shia LaBeouf. The best film is Indiana Jones, and the worst Indiana Jones is Crystal Skull. Yeah, whatever that was. That's great. Let's just get into the episode, Steve. I agree with you. I think Mo would be an MVJ.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his episode, really.
It is. And I think that, we had a lot of fun with him. And, I'll say this, and this is me being vulnerable and dumb. Before you mentioned it, I did not know that this was a John Wick parody, and that adds an extra layer that I appreciate. One, that it makes me more curious about those films, but also, a couple of weeks ago, I was complaining that a more recent episode was talking about Breaking Bad and some other property that was seemed outdated at the time. But I think that John Wick is still in the zeitgeist very much.
Well, yeah, because it's an ongoing franchise at this point. It's not like they made it was like Whiplash, right? Like there's not a Whiplash averse,
That's true. Yeah, it was kind of a one and done thing where people watched it like, oh, that was good, and then forgot about it.
Right. Any of those action films are fun just to go back and watch and sequelize. That's all you got to do is make ridiculous stunts. That's just like those, Mission Impossible movies too. Anyways,
right.
Enough about that. Your review. Sorry.
No, but I think this was a fun episode, and it was kind of a weird episode in a good way. Like having all that, in the beginning, all the Spanish language stuff, which they didn't take time for the audience to breathe it all in. But if you want to go back, you can translate it yourself. I thought I appreciated allowing the audience to do some work.
Well, and also being ignorant gringos, we expect to be hand-fed things because we can't speak Spanish, right?
Exactly.
Whereas I'd say, probably 2/3 of the audience of The Simpsons probably know Spanish,
Yeah, and also Milhouse knows Spanish, evidently.
Yeah, maybe when he was being tutored. I don't remember.
Maybe. But yeah, I think that was fun. I think that that I love there's this really sad undercurrent about dealing with alcoholism throughout the episode, and they don't shy away from it being dark, but it's also fun and not depressing. And yeah, I just thought that it was a well done episode. It's a nice mix of modern story and episode structure with kind of some old-timey jokes that feel good, and just the sheer number of bartenders that they created for this episode was fun. There's so many different varieties, in the background, and even in the foreground, the kind of Margaritaville bro and the craft cocktail asshole who I kind of am.
Yeah.
And so I think that they covered things very well, and I don't know, I had a fun time watching it. And so I'm gonna say that out of 12 steps, I'm gonna give this 9. So make amends, everybody.
Is that 9th step then? Okay.
Yeah.
I was watching this too. I like to put my body inside of a child.
Okay.
You know, metaphorically speaking.
Sure.
I like to think of back when I was a kid watching the season finale of The Simpsons, because they always kind of did something fun usually, right?
Yeah.
I mean, most TV shows in general always had fun season finales, but you know, a lot of times that like The Simpsons didn't have like cliffhangers. I mean, they did with obviously Who Shot Mr. Burns, but it always felt like there's like something changes, right? And then you wait the whole summer to figure out if it will stick. And it brought me back to that, because even last year our thing is like reviewing the season finale. That episode they brought in a new dog.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I think we discussed, like, do you think this is going to change The Simpsons? Like, is next season they're going to have a new dog? And someone who's watched this entire season, we did not see that dog. And so I know the joke. And also when it ends of Reboo's Homer Simpson, you think going in, like, as a kid, we would have probably like talked over summer break and be like, do you think it's going to stick? Like Homer's going to like be sober for like the rest of the series?
Is he going to drink Buzz Cola instead of Duff?
Right. And we know, like, I have that sense of like, is that gonna be sticking? And I know it's not, you know, like next thing is to be back to normal. And that whole joke at the end was just a joke of the John Wick movies where like they just ends and it's going to be like, oh, he's going to be back and the next one's going to be better. I mean, that's the whole joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, so long story short, it was a great episode.
Yeah, I think so.
But it was fun, like seeing like the so that's what I was saying, like it gave me that sense of like it was a season finale. They did a fun different type of parody of a movie, which you even like you didn't understand the references, but you still like knew it was something and had a good time with that.
Exactly.
You know what's, I always thought was kind of weird real quick was when they were all waking up in the like 5:30 in the morning. And just the Lovejoy just like, did they just go out really early in the morning to sit there?
That's a good point.
Yeah, just really weird. Anyways, you're right. It had some of like the classic silly Simpsons jokes and some of the meta jokes, like the why isn't Barney working at the power plant? It would just make sense.
It's a great line.
But you're right, the darkness, like, and I even felt it too when the other people were getting the shots. Like I felt bad for him, but really, like it does make a good question of like, even though you're rooting for Homer, then you really think about it, and the family's so happy that he's sober.
I think that's the scene that really got to me is like when Marge and the kids were so happy at the prospect of Homer not drinking.
Great father, yeah. But you know, when they are like off booze, they are kind of a dick about Mo still.
Yeah, that's true.
Huh. All right. Well, you know, it's fun. I can't wait to see what happens next season with Homer still sober. But it's probably not going to be, Steve.
Probably not.
All right. Well, let me give a rating here. So Ian McShane was our guest star, right? Ian McShane played Heathcliff in the Wuthering Heights adaptation in 1967. Heathcliff is also, Steve, just let me go with this here. Also, this is my QAnon segment. Also, Heathcliff was a cartoon, also, you know, like a comic strip, and then a cartoon. The Simpsons is also a cartoon. Heathcliff had a total of 86 episodes. The series ended in 1986. The 1986 Super Bowl was Super Bowl 20. The 20th episode of The Simpsons was Bart versus Thanksgiving. And in the 1986 Super Bowl, the halftime show was Up with People. And in Bart versus Thanksgiving, they have a parody of Up with People with Hooray for Everything. So 20 is the magical number.
Whoa.
So out of 20, I give this episode an 18.
Okay, 20 out of 18. That seems good.
I'm having fun with new episodes, and it's exciting to see the season finales. Hopefully there'll be many more to come.
Indeed.
Or not, because people seem to be either happy or sad about The Simpsons. And you know what? This is literally the most recent episode, and your annoyed grunt boys liked it. So take that.
That's right.
You internet trolls who say The Simpsons sucks. They don't.
Also, when I was typing up this notes, I had a random stony thought that's probably been thought before, maybe even mentioned. But in the older days, Bart would call up Moe's Tavern and antagonize Moe, and Moe would want to kill Bart. And after I typed in bartender so many times, I realized that if you move the letters around, or not even just space it differently, bartender becomes Bart Ender. Like an ending to Bart. Thank you.
That is a very Woj moment. I feel like I might have
Yeah.
heard that before.
It's possible, and I probably have too, but the fact that I forgot and I came upon it organically, it's very cool to me.
And this is also the last episode, the ender of season 32.
There you go.
And The Simpsons is also known as just the Bart Show. So it's a Bart ender.
Yep. That's why we went to the Bart Show taping.
I can't wait till COVID's 100% over so you and I can go to an actual taping of The Simpsons.
Yeah, it'll be great. Get in that splash zone.
Yeah, it does really hurt the animator's wrist when they do it live.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, you know what's fun, Steve, is we already know what we're watching next week because we told you last week what we're watching.
That's right.
So it's still Lisa the Veterinarian. We promise we'll actually get to that episode next week.
Yep. Season 27, episode 15.
There you go. Like we said last week, Lisa becomes a veterinarian.
Yep.
And I know there's like that, one person out there that Lisa the Veterinarian is their favorite episode. They've just been waiting for us to review it and we let them down.
We're sorry.
Yeah. But don't worry, we will do it next week.
Yes.
Hey, you can go get some merch, I guess, at tpublic.com/user/annoyedgruntboys. And you can always contact us. We like being contacted at 138simpsons on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
And you can always email us at 138simpsons@gmail.com. And if you're so kind, go to your favorite podcatching app and leave 5 stars or the equivalent. But you don't need to write an actual review. You can write gibberish. You can write us a question as another way to communicate with us. Or you can say that your favorite hostage shot glass set.
Oh, yeah, we never talked about that.
Yeah, that's also some good merchandise.
Yeah.
Also
Okay,
very
well,
dark.
All right. For this week, I've been half an annoyed grunt boy, Craig.
And I've been your other half-annoyed grunt boy, Steve.
And remember, re-booze Homer Simpson.
Re-booze Homer Simpson.
He holds the big arrow that says AutoZone.